Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make this beautiful bubu kaftan gown. If that's something you're interested to see, definitely please keep on watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and let's go straight into the video. So guys, for this I'm going to be using a Kampala fabric. This is 5 yards, but I'm only going to be using about 1.5 yard. So you can see my Kampala has 2 designs. I'm just going to fold that and I will show you guys how I folded it. Okay, then we're going to need our tape rule, our scissors, and our chalk and our ruler. I'm just going to fold this and show you guys how I folded it. So guys, I folded my Kampala fabric. Now can you see I first folded it into 2, then folded it into 4. Okay, can you see from the length is always 45 inches. So I just folded it, then I folded it again. That makes it 4. I actually hope you understand how you are going to fold it, guys. So from the end that doesn't have an opening, this has 2 opening and 1 close, but the other one doesn't have any opening, so that's where we'll be taking our measurements from. So the first measurements we are going to be taking will be our shoulder measurements. So you're going to divide your shoulder divided by 2. I just marked that there. Can you see the line? Then my sleeve, I'm just going to take it from that point there and also mark it. So for at the end of the sleeve, you are supposed to leave about half an inch so you can join it to the band. So I'm going to make my neckline now. So I decided to do 3 inches for the width and for the length 2 inches, but this measurement is for the back, not the front. We are going to modify the front later. So I'm just going to curve the neckline like that. I hope you can actually see it. Just curve it like that, then we've gotten our back neckline. We're going to get our front neckline later. So from that point where we took our sleeve measurements, where our sleeve measurements ended, we're going to come down by 1 inch. Then that will be our shoulder slope. Then we're just going to take that to the neckline. So from that point that we came down by 1 inch, we're going to come down by 8 inches. So if you are bigger than me, please come down by 9. If it's a plus size person, come down by 10 or 11. So yeah, I'm going to take my length. So the length I wanted for this was 38 inches. So that's what I'm just trying to measure. I'm trying to measure my 38 inches. So yeah, I've gotten my 38 inches. Then from that 38 inches, I came down by 4 inches for my sewing allowance. Okay, you can actually come down by 1 inch or 2 inches. I just wanted my fold to be big. Okay, so that's 4 inches is to sew our M, or to sew the M of the dress. So that's it. So on that place, we are going to take our hip measurement divided by 4. I marked that gave me 8. Then I added 4 inches for ease. Okay, I just marked that. There's no need to add sewing allowance. The sewing allowance will be taken from that 4 inches. Okay, so if your bust measurement circumference divided by 4 is bigger than your hip circumference, please use your bust circumference. Okay, but for me, my hip circumference is bigger than my bust circumference. So from that point that we made after taking our allowance, we're just going to have a straight line. Just draw a straight line with our ruler all the way up to meet the armhole that we made earlier, and we're just going to connect that. So now we are going to make a curve from that place as you can see me do. So yeah, I decided to rule down the line. It is very optional. So from here, I'm just going to make my curve. Can you see how I'm making the curve? I'm sorry it's not that obvious because of my chalk. So I just made a curve like that, and that is basically it. It is very simple to make. I'm just going to cut this out and show you the front neckline. So guys, this is after I have cut it out. Can you see? So I'm just going to take one of these away, then I'm going to keep one. So just take any one, it is still the same thing. This one will be for the front. So from top of this place, from the top of the neckline, I'm going to come down by 8 inches. I came down by 8 inches, then I just made a point there. From that point, I came in out by 1 inch. Can you see what I did? Then I just connected that line to the top of the neckline. I hope you guys actually understand what I just did. So after we join it, after we connect the line, we're just going to cut that out, and that will be our front neckline. So when you cut it out, it will look like a V, but a V with a shape like that. So when I open it up, this is how the neckline is going to be. This is how the front neckline is going to be, guys. So we're just going to place the right side and the wrong side together. Right, we're going to place the front and the back together, right sides together, and we're just going to stitch the arm or the shoulder with about half an inch like that. Please guys, do add half an inch on your shoulder before cutting it out. I forgot to do that, but please do that before you cut it out. So guys, this is after I have sewed the arm or the shoulder. Can you see the neckline? So now I'm going to take my measurement. Can you see where my hand is pointing? From that point, we're going to take our measurement to the other point. We're not going to be taking the measurement from that small line there. No, we're going to be taking it from the other point like that to the other side. So after I did that, I got 26 inches. But when I cut out the neckline, for this neckline, I actually used 28 inches just to be on a safer side. So I used another Kampala fabric for this. So this is 2 inches, but when we open it up, it is 4 inches. But when we close it, it is 2 inches. So I'm just going to show you guys how we are going to sew this. So guys, from that point, we're just going to take the material like this. Can you see the way I'm doing it? Just make it like this. If you have pins, please do pin it down to make your work easier. So we're just going to sew it on our sewing machine. Okay, when you sew it, it is going to come out perfectly. But please guys, from both ends, please leave about 1 inch to half an inch. Okay, so guys, this is after I have sewed it already. Can you see it? See, it is already looking so beautiful. So for the sleeve part, we're just going to, okay, before that, this is for the pattern that we saw earlier. Can you see? So for this, we're just going to fold all the ends with half an inch. But before we sew that, because I want a design, so from one point I'm going to come up by 3 inches. Then I'm just going to rule the line to the other side, then just cut that out, then fold all the edges. Then I'll show you guys what's this to do. So guys, I have already used iron to do the ends as I told you I was going to do. So for the pattern, I'm just going to notch the midpoint. We need the midpoint to know how we are going to place it. So I just made a little notch there, and also down on this pattern on the neckline I'm also going to look for the midpoint. Okay, so I already knew the midpoint because of the clothes had a crease or a line that indicated that was the middle, so I didn't need to measure it again. I already knew where the middle was. So now we are just going to sew it like this. So I just trimmed off the excess that I had. It's better to have excess than for material not to be enough. So we're just going to match the midpoint, but make sure you close the two ends of the neckline like this. Can you see? Then we're just going to put the midpoint on the midpoint on the pattern on the midpoint of the neckline. Can you see? So that's just what we're going to do. Then we're just going to sew like this, sew all the four corners. Then for our sleeve also, I already cut out a piece of fabric folded into two. It measures 4 inches. I mean 3. It measures 7 inches, but folded into 2 it measures 3.5. So we're just going to sew like that. Can you see? That's how we're going to sew it. Then we're going to do the same thing for the other side. Then I'll show you guys what's next for us to do. So guys, I've attached the sleeve band and also the design that is there. So it is very simple to make. Just make sure you follow what I'm doing step by step. So now we're just going to fold this. Okay, before we sew the sides, I like to just sew the hem first before sewing the sides. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take 1/2 inch like this, then fold it. So I had to measure my 4 inches. Now I left 4 inches for my I left 4 inches as the allowance, so I just measured it like this. Can you see what I just did? But I was going to fold it with 1/2 inch, then fold it again to make sure it is up to 4 inches. Then we're just going to do the same thing. So you can actually use your iron if you want. I actually use my iron later, but just do it anyhow you feel like it. So we're just going to sew that, then that will be all. Then we're just going to sew the sides, then that will be all for this tutorial. So guys, this is it. This is the result after sewing the sides. I loved it so much. It is so easy to make. You can make this between 1 hour to 2 hours, and I also love the design, the pattern, everything is so cute. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment down below. See my next video. Bye.